143, clause 4. His immunity does not extend to crimes that can be prosecuted under international treaties. And last time he undertook, when he was in Homa Bay, he undertook to end abductions. They have continued. The first step towards ending abductions would have been to release those who have been abducted, and then saying that going forward, nobody else will be abducted. If anybody has made a mistake, let them be arrested, let them be prosecuted. And the advocates here and others in the role of advocates in Kenya will ensure that those accused, and judges will ensure that those accused get justice. In our national anthem, we say that justice be our shield and defender. Today, when you sing the national anthem, it doesn't belong to this country anymore. It belongs to a different country. And so the demand upon the president, as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, as the chairman of the Security Council, who under Article 238, security is defined as the protection of the people and their property. Under our Bill of Rights, the personal freedom is a right. So to take people and confine them to using extrajudicial means is inviting the population, as land council has said, is inviting the population to disregard the law and take the law into its own hands to survive. Because we are not going to be sitting ducks. Personally, I'm very, very attached because Bob Njagi was kidnapped a few hours after leaving my office. He was kidnapped on a matatu and was detained for very many days. On 24th, Kibet Bull was kidnapped after leaving my office on a matatu to Kikuyu. I will also call upon anybody who witnessed the kidnapping to come forward and tell us what happened, because I gave my personal assistant and my driver to take Mr. Kibet in my vehicle because he said he was not familiar with the town, and since he had called saying he wanted to meet me before he travels to Israel on last Friday, he was supposed to travel to Israel to join the University of Tel Aviv on past Friday. He had wanted to meet me just to make an acquaintance with me and also to talk to me so that he could understand my political philosophy, which he said he wanted to use to inform his cartoons. Because he said he was my strong supporter and I was a supporter of what I do. So the young man was supposed to come at 3 p.m. but he arrived at 11 early. I was in the office. I said, no problem. He said there was no traffic on the road, so he came. And we stayed from 11 to about 4:30. And interestingly, in hindsight, there's a vehicle which came, which had the communication intercepting gadgets on top. It was a Subaru Forester. It parked outside my office across the road. We saw, my security people saw it and got concerned. Well, we thought they were trying to monitor my communication. We had no idea it had any connection with Kibet. And Kibet did not express any fear for himself or for anything, because he told me he was staying at his brother's and he'd be leaving on Friday. So, even the reason we took him to town was not because we feared for his safety, no. It's because he told us he did not know town. So we had to take him to archives, and he boarded a metro matatu to Kikuyu. So, but now in hindsight, that Subaru Forester, whose number plates have confirmed were fake, because the number plates it was bearing belonged to a Toyota station wagon. And so, when my drivers took off, taking Kibet to town, the same vehicle also left. And this vehicle sat at that one point from around 11 to 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. in idling. The engine was idling throughout because I think they had to power the system on top of the roof.
Alpha.
So our only concern was that maybe they were trying to eavesdrop on my phones or something. So he left them to their devices. So, but there were 3 men and 1 woman. And those are people I reasonably suspect abducted Kibet, because they must have been trailing him. And that vehicle is clearly a secure vehicle that belongs to the DCI. They have similar vehicles with similar gadgets that they use. And so, I'm putting this back to the DCI. Please stop abducting our children. The claim that the president and the state machinery does not know what is happening is not true. Because there's a threat to the identity of the people being abducted. There are people who have been criticizing government. The only person who could be picked by that criticism is government. And so government is abducting these people in an attempt to intimidate them. So to try and pretend that they don't know what is happening is not acceptable. And that's why I reiterate the call I made on 26th, that the Inspector General of Police, the DCI, and even the director of the NIS